Hey guys, Jay here. I want to share with you guys a little bit about this character. So this is a Elementalist cast when stun character. So I am walking around, I have a little bit of like auto bomber built in here as well with the Cortic Fever and Bladeful of Trathus. Right now I am playing around physical damage over time or fist dot. So this league we have one additional gem that can provide a source of fist dot that is triggerable, which is the Stormcore of Trathus. I played around with a different idea with Stormcore of Trathus. It doesn't work out well because the PC performance is absolutely horrible, so I cannot even record a video on that. I don't want the gem to go to waste. I have a level 21, and so I decided to, hey, include it in the build. And therefore, that is the reason why I am going for just pure physical, like just physical damage over time. Actually, it also hit as well. It's not just physical damage over time, right? But yeah, this is what it looks like. I think it is kind of smooth, but there's one big problem that I want to mention before anyone asks for a POE. I am an Elementalist, and for the defenses layer of Elementalist, there is a big problem. You might see me just being very tanky most of the time, and then sometimes I just randomly die to whatever, I don't even know. Just wait, right? So let me come in here and see if the boss is going to kill me. Sometimes I would just randomly die, like very quickly. Cannot do anything. Most of the time is okay. I think the physical damage over time combo here is doing respectable amount of damage. It was working much better than I thought, right? But I will need to recreate this particular character with another class. After I finish this boss fight, let me get to my hideout and I will show you the reason. I will talk about the reason why I need to recreate this character with another Ascendancy class. The defenses is just not reliable enough, and for a build like Cast When Stun, where we need to take the hit from enemies all the time, we need consistency. We cannot just rely on this like half-assed layer of defense that is just sometimes works, sometimes doesn't, right? So as I finish this map, let me show you this character. So the defenses of this character for elemental damage is actually quite good. We have Divine Flesh to convert 50% of elemental damage to chaos damage. When we have our flask up and when we fight monster, we should have all our flask up. It should go to a much higher number. Let me see, 2, 4, 5. So if I press all the flasks, okay, I did not press all the flasks here. Okay, if I press all the flasks here, you can see that my resistances right now is 84, 84, and 83%. It is not 90%, but we don't need to go to 90% if we are doing the Divine Flesh, because half of the damage we take is already converted to Chaos. So Chaos is the only thing that kind of like matter. And for Chaos, let me see what is the maximum. Yeah, I am having 82% Chaos resistant at maximum. So elemental damage is fine, right? Right now, the defense for physical is the one that is not good enough for this character. So for physical damage, because I have Shaper of Flame, right? I also am using the Parashock class. So I am also having a lot of the time with me the Mercenary. The Mercenary can build very tanky. So most of the time it's not going to die. But anyway, this whole map I run without a Mercenary, but with the Mercenary I will have a Combs Binding on it. So a total, mathematically, a total of 95% physical damage converted to fire mostly, and then a little bit of lightning. 95%. That means we only take 5% of the physical damage as physical damage. So we basically don't need to care about physical damage whatsoever. Problem is, for Cast When Stun, we normally take a hit before we hit the enemies. We do have a tool that is Bladeful of Trathus, which can just like hit enemies around us. But you can see the area of effect for this skill is absolutely tiny. If an enemy is, say, this thing right here, it is not getting ignited. If it is range, it is going to hit my face with something, let's just say physical damage, and at that point I have basically no physical mitigation. Therefore, I would just die almost instantly. That is why being an elementalist for the sake of doing that's why damage taken is kind of horrible. At least if you go for the route of defense where you use the conversion on enemy, make their damage to elemental. And if you don't go this way, sure, you can still use a normal kind of defenses like Cloak of Flame, like Doppelganger's Guise is a very good one. So those can still work. I think Doppelganger's Guise is probably very good for this particular setup because we also have the armor applies to our not the armor, but we also have less chaos damage taken. So all these, the conversion from elemental damage to chaos with divine flesh is going to be mitigated by Doppelganger's Guise. So probably I will go ahead and just use a Doppelganger's Guise for the character when I remake it with another toon. I do have a Marauder already leveled up, so it's not going to be that's too long before I can get a build update and get a actual character to show you guys. But this one, well, I just want to say cast when stun probably doesn't work with this one. Maybe if you really want to, if you are really lazy, you don't want to like re-level character and you already get an elementalist or a witch that you can respec into an elementalist, then yeah, maybe you can do it, but I'm not going to recommend it. It is going to just randomly kill you once in a while, and it's not going to feel good because we play this kind of like cast when stun character to feels tanky, to not die, to not need to worry about most stuff that is in the game. So yeah, the entire purpose is defeated. Therefore, I don't think it's good. So that is everything I want to share in this video. I will remake a Juggernaut here. Why Juggernaut? Because it is tanky as fuck. I think it's probably the most tanky out there compared to everything. There is actually another thing that I really want. I want to share a little bit of tech here that I'm not even sure if it's worked yet. But we have the champion. There's the champion ascendancy, right? The champion has a particular node that said you gain adrenaline. I think I will need to POE planner. Okay. So we have a champion here. We have full first to strike, last to fall. So all the line here doesn't matter. What I care about is recover 25% of life when you gain adrenaline. Gain adrenaline for 20 seconds when you reach low life. This reach low life, if you are using the petrified blood, you can technically never reach low life if you don't press a life flask, because without a life flask, your life will never go above the threshold to be low life. Therefore, it can go back to being low life. So if that makes sense. So if you can go over low life, then you will never be able to reach low life. So why is this important? Because that means we cannot gain adrenaline for a whole 20 seconds, which means we can gain adrenaline from other sources. And every time we do gain adrenaline, it recovers 25% of our life when we gain adrenaline. There is a very interesting note here. Mastery, to be specific. Gain adrenaline, if you read the last line. Gain adrenaline when stunned for 2 seconds per 100 milliseconds of stun duration. Sure, we are getting stunned all the time. And the stun duration on ourselves is very small because we use immutable force to increase the stun recovery, which reduce the stun duration. So in theory, we will repeatedly gain adrenaline for a very, very short amount of time. And every time we do so, we will recover 25% of our life. So if it worked the way I think it worked, at least here, I did not test it again. If it worked this exact way, that means we will always get like a secondary Defiance of Destiny effect all the time. Every hit is going to just recover our character by 25% life. And this is 25% of our maximum life, by the way. Not maximum reserved, unreserved. No condition, no bullshit. Just 25% of life. So that is maximum life. Your absolute maximum amount of life. I think that can potentially be pretty broken if it worked. If anyone has tested it, please let me know the result. Thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Peace.